People might be losing their minds, but that doesn't mean that you should be losing your money too. Hey guys, how's it going, and thanks for coming. I'm Nick, and in this video we're going over how to be frugal during a lockdown, and this is my lockdown outfit. So things have just been crazy. We're in quarantine and isolated, but there are still ways for us to save money, especially during this time. A lot of people are struggling, they're losing money, they don't even have enough money, so this is definitely a time to buckle down and focus on our finances, which is exactly what we're gonna do. 10 ways how to do that. Step number 1, how to be frugal, is stop going on Amazon. Do you know how many memes and posts I'm just seeing of everyone just because they're bored, they're going on Amazon and buying stuff? Close your laptops. There are just so many different ways of how to be more productive than losing your mind on Amazon or eBay or anything like that. I actually just did a recent video giving you 50 ways to be productive while we're bored. So we got to get on that. Moving right along on to number 2, how to be frugal, is we really have to utilize our stimulus check. A lot of people are checking every other second to see when that money's coming in. I'm recording on Thursday. They started rolling them out, I believe, on Wednesday. Probably more people got them today. So definitely check your accounts if you got them. So a lot of people are waiting on that $1,200 or $2,400, depending on how much you make, if you're married or head of household, and all that different stuff. And we need to utilize this because we're not going to be getting free money very often. So if we use this incorrectly, we're going to regret that. So it's actually more important of understanding what not to do with this money versus what we should be doing. Chances are a lot of people should be actually saving this, especially with the amount of unemployment numbers. Today just came out another 5.2 million people unemployed. So that means over 22 million people in just a month are unemployed, which is crazy. What that's going to signify for our future and the economy of everything, no one really knows. So with that uncertainty, we shouldn't be really spending this money on unnecessary things. If you need it right now to survive, by all means use it, but utilize it wisely. I'm really liking these new markers. Number 3 is leftovers. Now, people are finally learning how to cook for themselves because we can't go out to eat anymore. I mean, you can get like takeout and everything like that, but when you're making food, just make a huge amount of leftovers. You're at home, so you're going to eat them. So make tons of it. That doesn't only save money because you're just using a bulk amount of stuff, and so the meals are like ridiculously cheap, but you're also saving on time. You don't have to prepare tons of meals because you got leftovers. What's better than leftovers? Personally, I actually just got like a pressure cooker or air fryer type of thing, so we're trying to figure out that, but the pot is just so huge, you could put so much in there and eat for days. Number 4 is taking fewer trips. So maybe you are stocking up on a lot more food, so you don't have to go out every other day. You could survive for multiple days or even a week, which is even greater. So you're not only saving money by diminishing the amount of times you go out, not only on gas. I mean, gas has been plummeting, so that's kind of a good thing. But maybe if you buy in bulk, you save money there, you save time, and heck, that's even saving on your health. The more times you go out, just the more chance and headache that you have to worry about everything that's going on out there. So with fewer trips, you also organize what you need, you focus, and then you get it. Especially with all the time that we have now, we could actually focus on doing this more efficiently. Heck, a lot of people are just minusing trips altogether and getting like delivery or takeout. And I also saw that some places are getting like free delivery, so maybe you could utilize that as well. And real quick, if you do want to stock up while going out less and you don't have any more room in like your refrigerator or your freezer, you could also look at things that are outside of that. So maybe if you could get more canned goods. Or fun fact, I recently read that honey apparently lasts forever. They found in like the Egyptian pyramids, it might crystallize, but once you heat it up, it like becomes better. So there are certain things out there that lasts longer. Number 5 way to be frugal is really looking for deals right now. Now, unfortunately, this is a pretty bad situation for just the overall economy. People aren't the only ones struggling, but businesses, small businesses are struggling as well. So they're really just trying to stay open. They're trying to get deals out to you. They're trying to be more efficient with everything they do. So a lot of restaurants are actually giving out a bunch of deals just so it's more affordable, and they could also have leftovers that way as well. So really see what deals are out there in your local area. Tons of people are just struggling through these times, and they're really just trying to help each other out at this point. It's not all about profits. Now it's just about surviving. I mean, I also hate to state this as well, but there could be a lot of just store closures. I mean, stores aren't even open anymore, but bankruptcies. I heard like JCPenney's probably going bankrupt very soon. Not that we should be buying clothes right now, but there are just so many businesses struggling. Unfortunately, we can't do much, but if there are deals out there, we could definitely take them. That actually sounds really horrible, but during this time we have to do as much as we can. This next one, number 6, could be huge for a lot of people. So first, let's talk about refinancing. Rates are just at all-time lows. So many people are refinancing. Could be from their mortgages. So when you get a lower rate, that could lower your payment. It could go into any other types of loans, maybe student loans, credit cards. We'll get into that, don't worry. But if you're able to refinance these loans, lower interest rates, that could help you lower your payments, so you could save money that way. But also, if you haven't heard, there have been tons of talk with delayed payments. And this could be from mortgages. I heard you can forbear your mortgage payment for 3 months. I heard up to 6 months. Word of caution, do your own research into this, because I have heard and seen that you have to owe that lump sum payment at the end of that period. So, you might be able to survive a couple extra months with no mortgage payment, but you still owe it. Other examples, not only with mortgages, but student loans. I heard they dropped interest rates to like 0, so really look into any student loans that you have. And basically any debt payments, a lot of them have been delayed. So each individual is definitely unique in their situation. Sometimes if you're gonna owe the mortgage anyway, might as well just pay it if you're able to. However, if you're struggling, you could definitely look into this type of situation and plan. Number 7 thing we're going to talk about is we could start paying down our debts with lockdown money. So what I mean by that, tons of people are starting to realize, because you can't do anything. We're literally in lockdown. So there are no more sporting events. There are no more concerts. You can't go anywhere. So now, and you can't even go out to bars. I'm no drinker, but some people do that. With everything locked down, now people have this money, and apparently for some it's just burning a hole in their pocket because they have to use it. So with all this extra money, we could actually start paying down our debts. So that would help you on your expenses and your payments every month, so you could struggle a little less. And once you pay down that debt, and this is what some people don't realize, when you pay down that debt, it's like a guaranteed return. So, for example, if you pay down a debt of like 10%, right? And you just pay that off, you no longer have to pay that 10% on that interest for whatever you paid off. So if you put in like $1,000, you no longer have to pay 10% on that $1,000. That's a guaranteed rate of return. Versus a savings account's giving you less than 1%. The stock market is crazy, so when you're paying down debt, it's guaranteeing you earned money. Maybe not earned, but definitely saved money. Especially now, because people are finally realizing living paycheck to paycheck doesn't work. Now, number 8 is a serious issue. What I heard going on right now is we really have to watch out for our credit card payments. Now, we kind of mentioned it in the beginning. We talked about get off of Amazon. But this is just overall as well, because people are just struggling at this point. So unfortunately, in some situations, we can't really control that, because you got to do what you got to do. But if you're increasing your credit card purchases right now, you're digging yourself a bigger hole. I heard personal debt is just skyrocketing at this point. And what happens if you're just maxed out on your credit cards? Well, guess what? You can't do anything at that point. It's like a really iffy situation because, like, if that's your only option to use credit cards, I can't even, like, assume what you'd be able to do. So if that's your only option, I guess a credit card could help you survive for the next couple days. But then that would make you start thinking like you need another plan. So that's why saving is so important, which is why we're going over how to be more frugal, because we need to save more money, and a lot more people are understanding exactly why. Now, number 9, hopefully you could see that and it's not too faded, but is extremely important. That's why I put a super asterisk star right there, is negotiating our debt. First thing right now is that we actually have time to do this. We could call up people, and we want to understand that we could actually do this. It's a business, guys. So people that actually have, you know, let's focus on credit card companies. They're investing in this business. Now, if you're struggling or really for any reason, you should definitely, because you might as well try rather than not, negotiate your debt. And you can negotiate in 2 ways. You can negotiate your rate, or you could also negotiate your principal. Hopefully that's the right principal. I'll just put balance. That was probably the wrong principal. I'm a math guy, not a spelling guy. But you could negotiate first your rate. At this point, these companies don't want to lose money. So if you're able to negotiate at all, again, you might as well ask than not do anything at all. So if you could drop your interest rate a couple points, that could save you a lot of money. Now, at the same time, still understanding that this is a business. They do not want to lose money. And that investing is risky. They do not want to lose their entire amount. So if you negotiate your balance, let's talk about an example real quick. Let's say you're playing or have a $10,000 balance. They don't want to lose that $10,000 balance, which is definitely possible. So you could actually negotiate that down pennies on the dollar. Now, it might take a while. It's not going to be easy, but they would definitely take pennies on the dollar versus losing the entire dollar. So for example, I mean, this might be, every situation is different, might not work for everyone, but it can happen. So this is just an example to open your mind a bit. You might be able to negotiate down, I'm just making up numbers, to $5,000, which is $5,000 less than the original. They would rather take 50% of their money than nothing. And quick example, if this does happen and you basically save $5,000, you still owe the government's going to see that you technically gained $5,000, so you still owe tax on an income of $5,000. Given you're still saving a lot more than that. So I would definitely recommend looking into that. Just something to open your mind a little bit. And number 10, I unfortunately have to talk about this, but this is a time where this could definitely happen. Watch out for overpriced, fear-driven, and fear-covered scams. A lot of things are going on right now, and a lot of people are controlled by fear, and people know that. So a lot of businesses or new businesses might be trying to start right now, and they're just pumping bogus information. I know there's some masks out there because obviously people are terrified of what's going on. So they're selling these masks at huge premiums, and I heard a lot of masks might not even work. Heck, you might start getting phone calls about these different debt delays and, you know, mortgages and student loans and everything like that. So you might get calls that those are fake. And heck, I remember a phone call that they called me that like I was in trouble for some reason and that I was going to be arrested. And I'm like, fine, arrest me, because nothing could happen over the phone. So don't get scared of those types of phone calls. When you start getting like letters in the mail by reputable sources, then start questioning. But really be aware that these exist. And I don't want us losing any money or just paying a huge amount of money for bogus things. Especially in lockdown, you might come across these things. No, save your money and be frugal. So hopefully these ideas helped you out, guys. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. Love to hear what you guys have to say. If you want to add any ideas to this list to help others out, you could definitely do that. We got to stick together. So hit this video with a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos. I've been producing a ton recently to help us all through these difficult times. So thanks so much for watching. I'll see ya in the next one.